Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, Fogbound Turtle. Welcome to the CRJ part 2 of this tutorial. So, today we're in the sim. Yay! We've done all our flight planning. We've done all of this work planning our flight. Now it's time to use it. And now you'll see that everything I did in part 1 is going to make sense. Okay, I'm starting here in my Bombardier CRJ 550ER. Beautiful day. What do? Well, normally you would type in and find all of the airport. Well, we don't know to do any of this stuff. We actually save it already. So I'm going to load a flight plan. Remember, I told you to save in FS 2020 format a flight plan. I'm just going to load it in here. That's it. That's all I have to do. Runway 26R, we have our arrival, we have our approach. Of course, remember we're ILS 17. It's extremely important that this is what we have. And of course, we don't want to start on the runway. We're going to start cold and dark. So I'm here in Las Vegas. I'm looking at this and it's like, you know what? Maybe this gate would be good for us. There we go. Set as departure. Now remember, when you do this, you do have to change back your departure, and our departure is RAT PK1 on 26 left. Pretty sure it was 26 left. Here we go. If we look at our flight plan now, we're at the gate. We're going to go here. Perfect. Everything is awesome. Everything works. We just click fly. And that's it. Okay. So, if this is your first time loading the CRJ, there's a note here. It says, please note that the very first loading of the CRJ 700 can take up to 10 minutes. Simulator may be unresponsive during this time. Thank you for your patience. It does take up to 10 minutes the first time. Even on the 550. So be patient. It's going to load. Just let it be. One thing I want to mention before we go into the aircraft, I'm not going to follow a full checklist. I'm going to do this quickly for beginners. Okay, so you can actually start the plane and get going without spending, 500 million hours doing this. We're in the aircraft. As you can see, everything is dark. The first thing we want to do is click on this. That's the tablet, right? And this is the aircraft menu. And what you want to do is connect the GPU, which is this little thing here, right? We want that. That's our AC power. It's going to set it up. It's just, we got our whole crew here for this flight. I'll let it go. Okay, while it's doing all of this, first thing we want to do is we're going to go into this page before we start anything. And I'm going to bring out my Sim Toolkit Pro. Here we go. I'm going to go into here and I'm going to go into load. And now all the numbers I was looking for earlier, they're all here. Okay, so 49 passenger. Here we go. Set up. Okay, forward cargo. Okay, do we have a cargo information in here? We do have payload of 512 kilos. So between the two of them, it should be 512. So we have 370. We're going to make it easy. So let's make it 300 here and 200. It's kind of close. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then our fuel. How many blocks? So 3,227 kilos is how many blocks I need. So I think that's kind of match it. Yeah, that's kind of close. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. You can actually, I think, enter 3, 2. I never managed to get this done, but apparently you can do this using this keyboard. Okay, I guess that's what you need to do. It's 3227 if you want to enter this way. There you go. Whoops. 3227. There we go. We have all the information that we need at this point. And what we're going to do is going to set payload in simulator, and now it's going to change a bunch of information. What's important is takeoff trim, our center of gravity, that's CG. And these are important. Okay, before we do anything any further, in any aircraft, the first thing you need to do is battery master. It's always going to be the same thing. In any aircraft, I need power. Here we go. And because we're going to make it easy, we're just going to add the GPU power. And as you can see now, all my screens are up. Here we go. I have power. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is we're going to go here. And in order to make it life easier, we're just going to move the spoiler right here. Remember to put it back. Okay. All we have to do is click on position in it. And as you can see, it's all empty because the CRJ doesn't talk to Microsoft Flight Simulator flight planning in the world map. So, we're just going to enter our airport. There you go. And now I'm going to take my position right now. I'm just going to put it here. That's it. Flight plan. Now, I'm just going to click on this. We're going to align our RRS, which is the satellite. Now, as you can see, it took almost no time because in the option, RRS align time is instant. Okay? I want to show you another thing while we're doing this. If you go to the second page, click on calibrate throttle. This is extremely important that you do that. Take a look at the number on my axis as I move my throttle. This is where I want each of these function to be at which position. Now you can see here, you see the same indent in here. Idle, climb, toga, max power. So in order to make it easier for me, I could set up, this is max power, this is my toga right here, this is my climb, this is my idle, and this is my shut off. And you can map all of this, and you should do that. It makes everything easier. Okay, enough about this. So as you can see here, everything is empty. So remember, we did save a plan into the right folder, so we can just type the name of the plan, which is Las Vegas to Salt Lake City. And we click on route, and there we go. Everything is loaded. We just have to click on execute. Here we go. We have a plan, but we're not done. Click on departure and arrival. You want to make sure you have the right runway here and the right SID. This is perfect. You can go back here, click on this. Now, remember when I said earlier in the first video that SimBrief is not very good at picking stars. But we know we're on Jammin 5. And this is because I'm experienced. I know I'm coming from MILF. And I'll show you why. And I'm just going to execute that. Now let me go back to leg. We go. We have our departure. You see here, this is discontinuity, but the two waypoints are the same. MLF and MLF. Click on MLF. Click on here. Execute. There we go. And then here is Jammin. That's our entry. And then it follows the plan here. This is, and you'll notice here we have a vector. Now let me bring back my chart. Remember my plan here when we go here and it goes here. So what happened is we fly here, and then when we're far enough, the ATC will tell us, okay, now you can go here. Inuduzu, Ivoshi, Price, Sifel. And we can enter our star. And here, again, these has to match what we have in our plan. But all of this is all matching. All of this is exactly what we want. Everything is good. Okay. I'm going to go back here to flight plan. I go back here by using, in case you don't know, index, pause init, flight plan. This is my flight plan. I'm going to click on perf init. As you can see, all the numbers are empty. Do not worry. I go here in performance and I say copy perf init data to FMS. Boom. There we go. It's all in here except for the flight level. So for this flight, I'm going to be flight level 32,000 feet. And I'm going to execute that. There we go. And that's it. Now there's other pages that you can enter, like what is the wind, but today there's no wind. So, hey, this is good. All of this is, everything is perfect. We go to VNAV setup. You'll see all 3 pages. Everything has been done for you. That's because we loaded SimBrief perf data. And I'm going to show you an option here in case you didn't know in the next page. If you want, you can actually just enable this. And what it does is it will load all the performance data from SimBrief automatically. And you can save this option. So instead of just loading copy perf data that you have here, you could just load it directly in the flight plan. And that's it. Super easy. Okay. One thing you need to know with this aircraft is it won't be able to do autopilot if you don't do these things here. So you just click on this, this, and this. That's it. Here we go. Let's move the spoiler back so we don't forget. So the next thing we do in this aircraft is start the EPU. Click on this once, click on this once, and then go down here. You see the door is gonna open. We watch the EGT, right? And we watch the RPM, and it's gonna go up. Here we go. So now we got the EPU running, and you need the EPU to start the engine. So, and that is because you don't always have the external power. So this is the right thing to do. Use the EPU to start the engine. Makes everything easier. There we go. So while it's doing this, go back here, guys, and look for probe. I'm going to enable these probes. You want to do the pumps, so. Okay. We're going to do air conditioning, and we're going to turn this on. Okay. Everything is perfect so far. Time to start the motor. But before we do that, normally you have to do a taxi. So let's go here. When I go to clearance, we're going to ask our clearance, okay?
Las Vegas clearance delivery, Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November, ready to copy IFR clearance to Salt Lake.
Here we go.
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November is cleared to Salt Lake Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 left climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Departure frequency is 125.6 squawk tree 644.
Okay, we're going to acknowledge this clearance.
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November cleared to Salt Lake Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 26 left climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Departure on 125.6 squawk tree 644.
There we go.
Romeo Echo November readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.9er when ready to taxi.
So you go here and you click twice and you set the squawk. So 3644. So we use the outer wheels here, the inner wheel to bring it to 44, and the outer wheels for 36. B6 44. Then we click return. There we go. We are set up for squawk. Now I don't need taxi on this one. And it says go to 121.9 when you're ready to taxi. So I'm gonna be preparing that. See, this is something I don't like. If you don't do pushback, oh, there we go. We can do taxi. Okay, let's start the engine. We don't need taxi because you can see it's like, let's go look outside. Like, we don't need any of this stuff. Okay, aircraft. Let's remove the ground power unit because we already have the EPU. We're gonna keep the choke in place. The first thing you need to do is lift this little thing here and move this to idle. There we go. And then you click on start engine 1. That's it. See, it's starting. Look at the N2. Okay, normally when you start doing that, you put some light on. I'm gonna put these lights on. You want to put the hydraulics on right here while it's doing that. And you want to arm the emergency and the seatbelt sign. So there we go. You do this row and this row. Because we're starting the engine. That's how I do it. It's probably not the right way, but just remember that normally you have to set these lights. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me I did it all wrong, but that's okay. What I'm looking for is the N1 to be at 23%. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. This is good. You want to click on here. Whoops. Make sure this is enabled. If you didn't do it, make sure, because otherwise here you're going to have cabin altitude issue. So I'm ready for engine number 2. Just move this. Back to idle. Start engine number 2. This one. There we go. While we're doing that, we're going to request taxi.
Las Vegas ground, Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November, with Mike ready to taxi IFR.
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November taxi to and hold short of runway 26 left via taxiway Quebec 1 Charlie Charlie 2 Bravo Alpha Tree cross runway 26 right Alpha Tree Alpha Alpha 2. Contact tower on 119.9 when ready.
Okay, we're going to acknowledge this taxi clearance.
Taxi to and hold short runway 26 left using taxiway Quebec 1 Charlie Charlie 2 Bravo Alpha Tree cross runway 26 right Alpha Tree Alpha Alpha 2 Romeo Echo November.
Okay, so before we start, now we have our 2 engines starting. I want to show you something. First of all, we have to click on set all here in the performance tab. That will set all our bugs in here. Also, we need to enable flight director while I'm, don't forget flight director. But the other thing I wanted to show you is I think that's it. So we got our bug set. Oh, trim, takeoff trim 5.7. Now in here it says 7.5 for the trim. So I actually have it mapped to a function on my controller, so I can just put it back to 5.8. There you go. That's our takeoff trim. And while we're doing that, we have to click the flaps to 8. So also, so here the flaps is on 8. Okay. The only thing you see is you have a warning here on ECAS, yaw damper. That's this thing here. There we go. Now the only thing it's complaining at this point is that we didn't put the heat. So if you want to get rid of those, it's this row here, Windows E. So if you want to get rid of them, see, now our ECAS is completely clear of any issue. Okay, closing this. I'm gonna go from the outside. I'm looking like I should be actually pushing back here so I can exit, because these things are in my way. They're trying to make it difficult. We're gonna go to ground services. We're gonna request pushback.
Las Vegas ground, Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo
Because they want to make it
requesting
difficult for
pushback.
us to get out.
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November pushback request accepted.
Okay, we're gonna wait for the tug to push us back. Now this person has been standing there at the runway for a little bit of time. This is my second try at this video because the audio wasn't right, so I'm doing it again. And this person was still there 30 minutes later, still sitting on the runway. So I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's just sitting there, so we're just gonna ignore him. But as you can see, we got instruction to go here and actually to cross the runway, go on the other side, and come here for some reason. Okay, so we're gonna release the parking brake to help the tug guy push us. Let's go back inside. Actually, there's another problem is we have the wheel choke in place and the parking brake, so it's important. And then we're gonna steer him to the right.
Las Vegas ground, Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November, requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right.
There we go.
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
He's gonna push us back exactly where we want to. Be a good boy, and I think we have enough, so I was just gonna put it stop.
Las Vegas ground, Charlie, Kilo
Put the
Alpha
parking
Romeo
brake
Echo
on.
November, requesting the end of pushback.
Tell the guy to stop pushing.
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November, request to end pushback received.
All right, time to put the taxi light on. Everything else is good. We can actually stop the APU, so stop the APU. Everything is good. Now, normally in a real flight, maybe you want to just do that after you take off in case there's a problem with the engine. But, you know, we're not doing that today. So everything is good. I just do a verification that I have everything I need before taking off. I have all of my lights. Everything is good. I'm going to release the brake. I'm just going to go and start taxiing. And the ribbons is an option in Microsoft Flight Simulator to help you out, figure out the taxiway so you don't have to look at the taxi charts. Now, if you want to go and do VATSIM and other things, you're going to need these airport charts and figure out where is Charlie 1, and where you need to go so you can follow the taxi that they gave you. In this case here today, we're not doing that, so don't worry about it. We can do this. So while we're taxiing, actually, you can put the nav light on, the nav option here, and we are on FMS1. If you want to change here, this is nav source right here at the bottom. We want to be on FMS1, and we're just gonna follow the ribbon all the way to our landing. Okay. And so this is going to be the part where it's a little bit boring, just taxiing. Stay with me. I have something else I want to show you as we're going to take off. It's important. I'm going to show you how to do a managed climb. Yes, this aircraft does not have VNAV per se, but you can actually do a managed climb. And this is how we're going to end this video today, because it's been going on for way too long already. I'm just gonna do this with this window. Normally when you're about to cross a runway, you have to stop and make sure you're cleared. I don't see any traffic on any way. We're good to go. Let's do this. Well, we can cross. Just have landing gear up, staying there forever. Poor dude. I don't know if he has a problem with his aircraft. Been sitting there at least for 45 minutes. I swear. Okay. Maybe he went for breakfast. Who knows? Okay. following the taxiway the best that we can with the rudder pedals. That's a skill you need to practice. You don't want to go too fast either. So the first thing we're going to do is, I bring this up here, is we're going to request clearance to actually take off. So we can only do that when we're really close to the runway.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared for takeoff.
Put landing lights on, and you heard the message. We do have some announcement that comes with this aircraft telling us that be ready, we're about to take off. And we're gonna stop right here. And that is the part where we go and we verify if we got everything done. So we do have our flaps to 8. We do have our landing lights. Spoiler is in arm position. We're on idle. Let's go on the tower. And we're gonna request clearance.
Las Vegas Tower, Charlie. Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November at runway 26 left, ready for takeoff IFR to Salt Lake.
Okay. So
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo
it's gonna
November
give
cleared
us
for
clearance,
takeoff,
right?
Runway 26 left.
here's one thing, because I don't like to do the radio from this point. So I'll give you a trick.
Cleared for
You just go to
takeoff, runway
AI control.
26 left, Charlie. Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November.
You say manage radio at this point, and then you can close this. You don't have to worry about it ever again. That's one of the things I use the AI for, because you know it's a little bit annoying. I don't want to deal with it. Let the AI handle all of the communication for us. Okay, we're gonna do a rolling start with this, because we can, and we're gonna put the throttle into toga, which is the takeoff configuration for the engine. So you're gonna look for toga in here. Oh, you may have noticed a cut here thanks to the powerful video editor I'm using. I had an issue on takeoff for some reason. I don't know what happened. So we're here ready to take off back on our runway. Nothing has changed. Parking brake is released. We're gonna put ourselves to toga, and we're just gonna take off.
Config spoilers.
Oops, we forgot to put that in. So, all right, here we go. We're ready to take off. For some reason I forgot to set this up. Okay, but we're good to go. We're taking off. Landing gear is still here. So this is our V1. And here we go. And we pick up. Everything is beautiful. So we have positive climb. So gear up. Everything's good. So what we're going to do is click on autopilot. And I'm going to start removing the flaps. So as you go up, what you want to do is put back
Romeo Echo November,
to
contact
climb.
Las Vegas, departure on 118.4.
This is all good. Don't worry about it. And what you want to do is
Terrain.
click on speed.
Going
Once
to
you reach 240,
118.4 Romeo Echo November.
just click on speed.
Las Vegas departure, Charlie. Kilo
So what it
Alpha
does,
Romeo
and now you
Echo
can
November
actually
is at
move this,
3,300 feet,
is
climbing
I'm
14,000
changing the
feet.
speed here to
Charlie,
50
Kilo Alpha
knots.
Romeo Echo November, Las Vegas, departure, continue to Leo.
And what it does is basically
Altimeter
saying
29.92.
climb at 250 up to 10,000, just using the
Romeo Echo
speed button.
November, reset transponder. Squawk 4006.
All right, so there we go. I don't have to do anything on the throttle. It will actually keep the speed here and climb. And this is what we want. It makes it extremely easy to do this, because this aircraft does not
Romeo
have...
Echo November, your transponder appears inoperative or malfunctioning. Reset squawk 4006.
I don't know why my AI is not doing that. I do not care. I'm flying. I just wanted to show you guys this. So I want to bring it to 10,000 and I want to show you what happened when we reach 10,000 feet, because that's what we have here. That's my climb.
Your transponder appears inoperative or malfunctioning. Reset squawk 4006.
He's not going to shut up if we don't do this. 4006. There we go. Okay, so at 10,000, as you can see, now my speed is climbing up really quick.
Romeo Echo November IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated.
Thank you. So what do you want to do if the ATC can shut up?
Frequency change approved.
So now you want to move your throttle to about 80%.
Las Vegas approach.
And that will
Charlie,
maintain
Kilo
that
Alpha
speed
Romeo
as-
Echo November is timed 7 miles southwest of North Las Vegas. Request flight following.
There you go. So as you can see, speed is climbing
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November Las Vegas approach.
because we're still climbing here, but you can see you don't want to overspeed, so you want to keep the N2 at 80%.
7 Romeo Echo November.
But that could change depending on the wind, so
Romeo Echo November
if you're still accelerating, you just bring back, you just bring down the throttle just a little bit until it settles. And then you leave it like that. You can see now I'm at 10,000 feet, going 300 knots, maybe a little too fast for my liking. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this again before I end this video. Is I want to go to 15,000 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change. I'm going to put my speed at, 250 again. And I'm going to climb at 15,000.
November contact Nellis approach on 124.905.
I really hate that we have to use the wheel mouse for this.
124.905 for Romeo Echo November.
Okay, 15,000. Gonna click speed again.
Charlie, Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November.
So what do you see? It's gonna keep the speed and it's gonna try to climb, but of course this is too fast.
Charlie,
So what you want to do is you want to bring this down.
Nellis approach continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Yeah, the ETC is really
Romeo
annoying.
Echo November contact Los Angeles Center on 124.625.
That's why I said the AI to answer it. But see, what I'm doing is I'm telling the computer
124.625 for Romeo
climb to
Echo
this
November.
speed at this altitude using this speed,
Los
using
Angeles
this
Center,
button. And that's the really
Kilo
important
Alpha
part I
Romeo
wanted to
Echo
show you
November,
as part of this
11,100
video,
feet.
because that's how you can do all of your climb
Charlie,
in
Kilo
this
Alpha Romeo
aircraft
Echo November Los
without
Angeles Center
worrying
continue
too
as
much
planned.
about the speed
Altimeter
or the
29.902.
throttle position that you need to be at, because it's going to manage it by itself until it reaches, obviously, 15,000. So that's what's going to happen. But at least you know that this is your friend here. Use it a lot when you want to change. You want to go up or go down at a specific speed, especially for descent. It's the same principle when you do a descent that you do with a climb. You set the speed under which you want to climb at, and then you let the computer do the rest. You can put it in climb mode here. Make sure you have enough power to climb, but it's going to maintain the speed. Whatever you do, it's going to maintain 250 as you climb. I'm just going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the descent. And thank you guys. Don't forget to likes and comments if you like these videos. And thank you guys. See you around.